Hi guys, assalamu alaikum. My name is Sharon Hussein, and today I want to talk to you about Dina Tokio's hijab situation, which everyone has had an opinion on, and obviously my opinion is not the infinite opinion. You know, you don't have to take it to heart. If you don't believe what I'm saying, it's completely fine. You have your choice in what you believe in. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this specifically was because I just did a dissertation, a 3,000 word dissertation on the hijab and the Islamic dress, and you know, why we wear what we wear, like what our decision behind it is. So yeah, I thought what I had learned from that is quite key to what, you know, we keep forgetting. So in my dissertation I interviewed 3 different people. I will be looking ahead because I'm driving, but in my dissertation I interviewed 3 people, and each person had like a different story. Each person, you know, wore different Islamic garments. So one wore the full veil, one just wore the headscarf all the time, and another didn't wear any sort of Islamic garment. And do you know what, each story that I heard from them is very different to the other. Like, there's no similarities in them whatsoever. Like, they all learn to wear the headscarf or the niqab or, you know, the abaya in a different way. And for me, I personally don't feel like it's necessary to force or push someone into wearing the headscarf. Now, I will also be talking about my headscarf story, which is I don't know, some of you might not like it, but I will tell you the truth, and I'll be honest about how I came on to wearing the headscarf and, you know, what my reasons for it were. But like in my dissertation, one person who didn't wear the headscarf, she said she didn't want to commit to it. It is a big decision to make, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. It is honestly a huge step to make in your life. And for me personally, I used to be someone who used to wear the headscarf like part-time, and honestly at first I used to hate that I was doing that, because I was confused as to whether or not I was making the right choice. But even I heard Dina Tokio talking about this in one of her previous videos, where she said it's better to wear the headscarf sometimes than do not wear it at all, which I completely stand by, because you know what, I knew someone that used to always put me down for wearing it sometimes and not always. But do you know what, I didn't see this person wearing it herself, so like, how was she so easy and so quick to judge me when she wasn't actually doing it herself? She wasn't even trying to do it herself. So you know what, it's a lot of those people that are like commenting on her page and telling her these things because they think their opinion matters, they think they're entitled to it. But do you know what, in this case you're not, because you don't really know her as a person. And do you know, and honestly I feel like even her family has a choice, and I'm sure her family have said things to her about, you know, why she's taking it off. I know her sister's just taken it off as well, but like her family, surely her family said something to her. But you know what, ultimately it's her decision to make. And I remember actually the other day I went out with my friends, and the person, one of the friends that I was with, she usually wears a headscarf all the time. On this particular occasion she didn't wear it, and in my head I was thinking, why isn't she wearing it? But then at the same time I was like, do you know what, it's none of my business. You know, she's probably going through something personally, like it is her choice. But then my non-hijabi Muslim friend asked her, why are you not wearing it? And at that point I was like, do you know what, seeing as she's asked, let me, you know, expand it and ask her as well. Like, because she was like, oh, why are you not wearing it? And then I was like, yeah, actually, why are you not wearing it? Like, because I was confused, but I didn't want to force her into thinking that, you know, she has to wear it, or otherwise I'm no longer her friend or anything like that. It isn't like that, because you know what, I don't know what her personal situation is, how she's feeling deep in her heart. You know, just because you don't wear the headscarf doesn't mean you've lost your faith. It doesn't mean that. And I feel like because Dina Tokio is in the presence of so many, you know, and a lot of people will say, oh, she's influencing other Muslim girls to take her headscarf off. But you know what, if your iman is really strong, then it shouldn't affect you in any way. Like, her taking it off shouldn't affect you in that way. If it's not, then it is something that you are personally going through yourself, because I don't know anyone that kind of goes, yeah, because she's doing this, I'm not gonna do it. And do you know what's crazy is that that's how I started wearing the headscarf. My first experience with wearing the headscarf was because all my friends were wearing it. That was why I wanted to get in with the, like, I was trying to, like, you know, be part of the group. And that is so wrong of me to do, but it was the starting point of my decision to wear it. And I remember I was in year 9 when I first started wearing it. We came back from, you know, summer holiday, and I was wearing it, and everyone was surprised. They were like, oh my gosh, you're wearing the headscarf. And I was like, yeah, I am. And, you know, some people asked me why I'm wearing it, and I was like, do you know what, just because, like, I didn't really have a specific reason. One of them was because obviously all my friends wore it, and then seeing them wear it, I felt proud of them, and so I kind of was just like, yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why. And honestly, my mom has always wanted me to wear it. She's always wanted me to wear it. So at that point, when I decided it, it wasn't because my mom's been telling me to wear it, it was because I wanted to wear it. So I did, and alhamdulillah, you know what, it was a start to my journey in wearing the headscarf. It wasn't the best start, it wasn't amazing, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this for Islam, I'm doing this, you know, to, you know, show people that I care about my religion. It wasn't anything like that, and obviously I regret that it wasn't like that, but it pushed me to wear it. It was the start to wearing it. And then alhamdulillah, over like the year that I first wore it initially, I started to get more of an understanding of it, and then I started doing more research, and then I started watching people like Dina Tokio. I was like, oh my gosh, she wears it, you know, great, I've got someone on a platform like this that I can actually turn to, who is going to be my companion in this journey, because, you know, she was wearing it. And it's crazy to think that that is how my journey started, but I don't regret it, because ideally I don't think I would have changed, you know, if I didn't push myself to wear it just because my friends were wearing it. Because honestly, like, I went to an all-girls school, but you know what, that I don't think that would have changed it, because I was more like, oh yeah, I go to an all-girls school, so you know what, it doesn't even matter, like, if I take my hair out or if I don't take my hair out. But I'm still grateful that I did start wearing it, because about like probably like 90% of my friends, all my friends were Muslims, by the way, most of them actually, probably about, yeah, most of them were Muslim, and then most of them wore the headscarf actually. So like, it was kind of hard to not, you know, see them and be like, oh wow, you know, mashallah, they're wearing it, I should probably wear it too. And so I did, and that is my honest to truth story on the headscarf, you know. And every time I think about it now, I'm like, it's so crazy that that's how it started. Like, I really didn't think about it Islamically, or, you know, why I'm doing it, why it's important to do it. I just, you know, wanted to fit in with my friends, and I'm really grateful for them, honestly, because if they hadn't have done that, if they hadn't have pushed me and I wasn't part of such a big Muslim group of friends, I don't think I would have worn it. And maybe inshallah I would have found it later on, but at this point I didn't think I would actually, you know, find this opportunity to wear it. So I'm so grateful that it happened that way, because, you know, it's made me who I am today, and I just, alhamdulillah, I wear it now. And I am currently in uni as well, so, you know, it's something that I've taken on with me. And, you know, sometimes initially at the beginning, depending on who I was hanging around with, I would take my headscarf off. Like, if I was with my cousin, sister, I would always take my headscarf off. Like, it didn't matter if there was guys there or girls there or whatever the situation was, I would still somehow manage to, because of, I don't know what it was, because of her, that I would kind of feel like, oh my gosh, I need to fit in with all of these people. And mind you, I was so much younger then, and I really didn't understand it, but like, alhamdulillah, now it's all very different, and I'm not a little child anymore, and I'm not just doing things because other people are doing it, and I've learned my lessons, and alhamdulillah, now I wear it full time. And no, I'm proud of myself. I wear it with pride. I love wearing it. And even in my class at uni, I'm the only Muslim in my class. There's no one else there, and I wear the headscarf, you know. So they really appreciate my opinion, because I have a completely different opinion to everyone else in the class, because I go through different things than they do. And you know, it's been really, oh gosh, I can't see anything. It's been really eye-opening for me, and you know, alhamdulillah, yeah, that is my story. I mean, I can go on and on, but it's basically, I'm done with my story basically. And so I would yeah, so then with my dissertation, and the reason why I wanted to specifically talk about the Islamic dress in the first part of my dissertation, because the second part looks at the veil and why this country, the UK, wants to kind of ban it. They're like on the fence about it, and I don't agree with that. I don't think it's their choice to make. So yeah, and I interviewed the 3 people, and the first person who wears a full veil, she said, you know, I saw a lot of people at mosque wearing the niqab, and the niqab is a veil, by the way. So like, because I saw them wearing it, they didn't seem to care about what other people were thinking about them. Obviously, with so many people on the media having an opinion on the veil and stuff like that, it kind of makes you want to not wear it. Same way it makes you not want to wear the headscarf, because you don't know what's going to happen to you. You know, there's a lot of negativity around Islam and Muslims, and how, you know, we're very bad people. And that is why, because she saw those people feeling so free and not bothered and not caring about what other people are thinking, she was like, do you know what, this is something I want to do as well. Like, I can see why they don't care, because I don't care either. And so she started wearing the niqab, and the girl that just was the headscarf, it was a mutual decision between her mum and her. They had both decided that she would slowly ease her way into it. So she didn't wear it full-time to begin with, she kind of wore it part-time. And then she said that the more I learned about the religion, the more I, you know, understood why I'm wearing it. And she now wears it full-time as well. And she's recently started wearing the abaya, so she's, you know, progressed. She's gone from, you know, just taking one step to more steps. Like with me, I wear the abaya when I go to mosque, so you know, I do it sometimes again. And I feel like that is important, you know, to kind of start from somewhere and not just think it's not for me, because how would you know if you've never really given it much of a try? So see, a lot of people do the whole part-time thing because it's something you need to kind of understand a little bit more, figure out if it's something you want personally, if it's something you believe in, and you really, it is a big commitment to make, you know, wearing the headscarf, you know, and it shouldn't be taken lightly, I don't think. But I don't think it is something that should be forced upon a person. It isn't something that someone, especially if you're someone who doesn't wear the headscarf and you have an opinion, I don't think that's right, because why don't you wear it then? Like, what's your reason for not wearing it? But you have made judgment on someone that has stopped wearing it. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. And you know, Islam is all about not judging people, but yeah, I think even when I first heard that she was taking the headscarf off, it's hard not to judge someone about it, because that's just who human beings are like that. We just all have this crazy feeling in ourselves that we have to judge someone, we have to give our opinion on what someone else is doing. And it is a little bit ridiculous that we immediately go towards the negatives rather than the positives. So when I first heard that she was not wearing the headscarf anymore, not full-time anyway, it kind of made me think kind of to myself that, why is she not wearing it? Like, what's the reason behind it? Like, things like that. And you know, you think like that, but you don't really know what you're saying, and you don't really understand why you are making those judgments, because you don't really know her. I don't know Dina. I wish I did. I wish I knew her a little bit more, because I've only met her once in my life, but she's amazing and I love her, and I still love her. I still think she's someone that you should follow and someone that you should actually look towards, because she has actually paved the way for a lot of Muslim girls now. You know, although she's taking the headscarf off, that doesn't change who she is. And I think people need to relax a little bit. And I don't know, it's the Asian culture, the community, we have so many opinions, we think we're so entitled, but really we're not, and we shouldn't be one to judge another person. Because you know what, yeah, you'll find that within your own family people are doing messed up things, but you wouldn't say anything to them because they're family. And honestly, this is just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people agree with me and I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I personally don't think it's something that needs to be forced on someone. And you know, in other countries it is forced on Muslim women, you know, to wear the headscarf, the veil, the niqab, everything like that. And it's not fair, because what if they're not, then they don't want to? What if they're not ready to commit to such a big thing in their lives? So, you know, alhamdulillah, in this country we have the choice, but we don't know how long we're having this choice for, because they're trying to, you know, get the veil banned and all that. All sorts of things are happening and it's not looking good, but inshallah, you know, they make the right decisions, because it's a bit silly that they're trying to get it banned, because, you know, it's just not right. And also in my dissertation I did find a quote from someone that I think is really important, because I think it really relates to, you know, how we Muslims decide what we wear. I'll pop it up on the screen right now because I can't remember the full quote, but it was something along the lines of, you know, we don't just decide to wear the garment, we think about the location, what the situation is, you know, all of this. I can't remember the quote, it's in my head but I can't spell it out, but I'll leave it on the screen somewhere, because it is really something that I've related to, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly it. Because we don't just think, oh yeah, we should wear it and that's it. It's more like, okay, where do we live, how is this going to affect if we wear it, what the situation is going to be like, are we going to be in any sort of situations where it might not be okay, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's more that I could say about this, but you know what, it's already been like 20 minutes, so maybe I should end this here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna end this here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do let me know what your thoughts were on you know, what I've said, if you agree with it, if you disagree with it, but please do keep it as you know, constructive as you can. Don't want any rudeness, no disrespect towards Dina Tokio, because she's still one of my favorite people in the world. I love her, I think she's great, and although she's not wearing the headscarf full time, that doesn't change who she is, you know, she's still a good person. And you're so quick to judge someone because they're not wearing something, or they've changed the way they wear something, but they're still the same person, you know. It wouldn't change them that much, that the way you think, just because she's taken her headscarf off, she's all of a sudden a completely different person. And so yeah, leave your comments down below, any questions you have for me personally, you know, my hijab story, just let me know down below and I will try and answer them as best as I can, you know. And yeah, I hope you will continue to support me, and you know, let me know if there's any other subjects you'd like me to talk about. I have said I would do car tap videos a really long time ago, and alhamdulillah I'm starting it now, and I think this is such a good topic to start on. It's very important to me, and I'm sure it's important to a lot of you Muslims out there as well. And if you're someone who's a non-Muslim, hi, what's up, my name is Sharon, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's been an insight to you as someone who's not really familiar with it. So yeah, and inshallah you guys will subscribe to my channel. I do have an Instagram account which you can follow. Also, I will pop a picture of me and Dina Tokio together, because you know, I love her. And I shall see you guys next time. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.